What's good, everybody? It is 2025. Once again, it is 2025, and we have returned. This is Elevated Vibes on IntellectualRadio.com, a iHeart radio station. Now, everybody, you know who we are. All right. We ain't even gonna get into that this time at this moment. All right. Now, hey, check it out. Like I said, it's 2025. A lot of things have already been going on. Right now, you got LA that's burning up. You know, the passing of Jimmy Carter. We getting closer and closer to individual walking into the White House, unfortunately.
DEFCON 5.
Right. You know, but we're going to take a different spin upon things because we have to combat what that individual may do. And we have to start by standing united as one. We have to break down some of these walls that we built around ourselves just because we may um, go into a different belief system and different cultural ways. So today, we're going to drop knowledge and hopefully y'all can speak back with us, you know, speaking about cultural and religious holidays. All right. So let's get into it. Number to call to get in this conversation is 708-223-8953. Once again, that is 708-223-8953. Or you can catch us on Facebook Live and also on fan base. Yeah, we moving on up, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let you start with some of these holidays. Tim, Mr. Evans, let me hear you.
All right. Well, I would like to start off with the holiday Kwanzaa.
Ah,
So, Kwanzaa was created in 1966, and it was all about having remembrance of African American culture, Pan African culture, and it's broken down into
the
7 days,
principles.
right?
Yes.
To the principles.
Break down the principles for everybody.
All right. So we got unity,
Mm-hmm.
we got self determination, collective work and responsibilities, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.
So all grown up things, all to get you started and just being grown up in this world, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
definitely, and it a lot, makes you think about what's important.
Yes, sir.
To uplift a group of people.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So Kwanzaa has about 500,000 to 2 million in people who adhere to these practices every year.
Okay.
Which I did not know it was that many people involved.
Yeah, you know what? They don't. It's not as promoted as it should be.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
I mean, again, with these principles that, and even though I was, how they say you kind of being serious but trying to be funny with grown up values, and when I was saying that, and I mean that's what they are,
Mhm.
and something like that. It is shocking that it's not promoted at all, and well, not at all, but not on the level that it should be.
Right. So let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
Okay, so when you listen to these values that they want people to focus on, right?
Yes.
Do they strike you as a religious kind of thing, or is it secular, more secular to you? Because I know, like, it would be hard to push this in public schools if they really wanted to push it, say, through African American, the African American public school system.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So how did it strike you? Does it strike you as religious or?
Well, I look at that as more secular, but it could be on that level of religious on my book. You can go both ways, which you know, as for what the kids have to deal with and do, within public school, because you mentioned that, that's something. yes, Kwanzaa is right after Christmas and to New Year's, and to me, that's something that the schools should push harder. Because some schools they will talk about it here and there,
Hmm.
but they should push harder. I say personally, starting in September, October. You
Okay.
know, why not push these values? Because these values would help the child or teenager grow. So
Right. Right. Exactly. And I was just wondering if you know how you would get some pushback, right? Say you had like a Christian group trying to push prayer
yes,
in church. I
yeah,
mean,
in
in
school,
public school. I'm
and
sorry, in
yeah,
public
no,
school, right?
that's right.
And you had maybe African American, mostly African American public school trying to push. Say you want to focus on these things like a meditative kind of situation where during this month you sit down, meditate for like it's not prayer.
Right,
You know what I mean? You're just meditating on the principles.
right,
You think there would be some pushback?
right.
You know what I mean? Would it be
Hmm.
pushback to these principles,
Yeah, I mean,
saying, "Oh yeah, it's a religious thing," But
I could see some trying to push back with it, but honestly, it shouldn't have any footing. You know,
hmm.
you see with the craziest things people try to push back on just because they don't like it.
Right,
But if it
right,
doesn't have any footing, let them say what they say and tell them to go on, go sit themselves down.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Go sit down. I mean, let's
yeah,
keep it real.
true, true,
And that's what some of these places should do, but they choose not to.
mm,
You know, they choose to make a bigger noise about it and so forth, and it shouldn't be.
mm,
You know, and like I said, it should be pushed out more. And not to well, it is to compare things, but just as you know, Passover is pushed real hard within our society.
hmm,
Should it be? Yes, but why is not Kwanzaa pushed to the same level?
mm.
You know, I'm not saying one more than the other. I'm just saying why is it? It should be right there with it.
Yeah,
It literally should.
yeah. I can see how it should be. I mean, I think that Kwanzaa. The difference between Kwanzaa and Passover is that if you are like praying and recognizing Passover, you're definitely gonna be in a private school. You know what I mean? They may briefly hit on it in a history class,
Mhm.
but if you are diving deep into it, you're gonna be in a private school. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna.
Well, yeah, they should. They shouldn't. I mean, I've seen it
Right.
where it was more of a public setting, a public school where they pushed on that as well.
Mhm.
And I look at that for all holidays. We'll touch on some more of them, but you'll have a diverse children
Mhm.
in there that are all not, you know, Pan African, all not Christian, all not Muslim, Jewish, Indian, whatever. You know, you'll have that diverse in there. So why not give everybody the same love? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
because you look at it, even though kids are gonna be kids, a kid should have fun regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Regardless of what it is. But and just like what we're trying to do here in Standing United, kids need to have an understanding of some of these other cultures and so forth so that you know their buddy, their neighbor, their whatever that may be of a different culture or a different faith,
Mhm.
you know you all can help each other out, you can understand each other and so forth.
Yeah.
A lot of what we have right now is so much separation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is so much separation where that this is what we have this chaos, and the only way to really to get rid of it is starting to learn that guy next to you, that girl next to you. So it is a
Yeah.
true belief in that, man.
Yeah, I definitely think that is true. I mean, at least learn the basics about somebody else's culture and what they believe. You know, if you and you know, like kids have a lot of questions. Jewish people come in with the you know, the beanie, the hat, and
What's
you,
it called? The yarmulke, I
the
remember.
yarmulke. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I had questions. I didn't know what that was about.
Right.
You know, I didn't know if they were part of a different religion. But I mean, yeah, they have questions. Maybe they feel uncomfortable about asking questions. So if you threw a little bit in the curriculum, then you know um, you would be more able to ask questions and feel more comfortable asking
Yes.
people questions about, you know, their
Yeah.
religion.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you another holiday that, and just like I said, people from India and so forth, they have a time called Diwali. It's a festival of lights, and it symbolizes the human desire to move towards good.
Mm.
You know, why is that not? It is not saying that you're trying to, let's just say, you have a kid and he's a Rasta. Okay.
Hmm.
I was just trying to think of anyway. It's not saying that you're trying to make, that kid is either Buddhist or Hindu. You're not. But for that kid to like I said, understand that neighbor, why not know what their holiday is about? You
Right.
know, you don't have to be pushed towards it, but you have understanding,
Hmm.
and this is some of the things that we need to do.
Mm. Now that is in India, I think, right?
Yeah, if I'm correct, there's
Yeah.
there's there's India, and I know the three major religions within India is Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. So I don't know. Uh, I know it's not Islam, but I don't
Mhm.
know if it's Hindu or Buddhism. So I don't want to mess it up.
Mm.
So
Yeah. So yeah, some of the because you kind of threw me down the rabbit hole looking up some of
yeah,
these holidays, right?
yes, sir.
So I didn't know about Diwali. You know, I researched it and I was like, okay, this is cool. Um, they have actually I don't know a lot about Ramadan. I was hoping that you would kind
Wow.
of
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'll break it down for you. That's no problem. Um, Ramadan is when because the Quran was given to Muhammad from God through the angel Gabriel. And, Gabriel was teaching um, Muhammad the Quran. This is the time that it was. And so at this same time, what we do as Muslims, we, you know, of course, we fast and we try to bring ourselves closer to what God wants us to be, on how we should be acting and so forth.
Mhm.
Okay. And so, yes, it's 29 days, 30 days, however people want to put it. But even though it seems, and I'll be very honest, when I first started fasting, even though I still have rough time doing it, it was very rough. First time. I'm
I
not gonna
bet.
lie, man.
Yeah, I bet it was.
But it becomes a beautiful thing because you start realizing some of the things of what you should be building towards.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, you kind of see that goal, even though you should be going after that goal through the whole year,
Hmm.
but you really see that goal at that point in time then.
Are
You
you
know what I
saying
mean?
that you should be fasting the whole
Well,
year?
not the whole year of fasting, but there are certain days like Mondays and Thursdays we're supposed to, well, if we can, we should fast.
Okay.
Okay.
The whole day.
Yeah. Yeah.
No food.
No food.
Okay.
No food from sun up to sundown.
Wow. Yeah,
Basically on Mondays and Thursdays we should be. I'm not saying everybody does it. I know I haven't done it every Monday, so
okay.
I'm not going to be over here trying to pip. But you do this for, like I said, for building, for getting yourself closer to what Allah wants you to be, and and going through everything. That's what you want to do. That's
Mhm.
what you want to lay for your family, your community, and so forth. So it really becomes more beautiful than you know. And then, after Ramadan, you go to Eid, which, it's 3 days of Eid, and it's definitely a festival, a joyous time, and so forth.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just giving you how can I say, the little bit of basics and so forth. It's a lot more into it, but I'm just giving you the, overall basics.
So that's got to take a lot of, it's got to be like pushing your discipline to the limit, because I can't go 8 hours without eating. You know what I'm saying? 24 hours. I better.
Well, it's not 24, like I said, between that sun up and sundown. Once, it's sundown, which is Maghrib, that's the prayer at that time. Once, you do your prayers and so forth, you can break your fast. So you can eat then.
After the sun is down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can eat then. And before, and I'm saying basically because it's actually earlier, because Fajr is definitely before sunrise. And it took me, I'll be honest again, it took me a while to get myself kind of going with that at that time, because it depends on the time that Fajr is. Fajr could be at 3:45 in the morning.
Right.
Okay. So you gotta definitely be disciplined to get on up. And a lot of times, especially during Ramadan, you're gonna do the Taraweeh, which is a much longer prayer that's excuse me, that is after Isha, that you may be at the mosque, let's say maybe to midnight. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, you got to be disciplined to get yourself up, get moving, what you should be doing anyway.
Right.
All right. You should be at your prayers on time every day. Can I say I've done that? No, I'll be fibbing once again. So I'm gonna be honest.
So you got like your alarm clock set to these times, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also too, after a while, you kind of train yourself to get up anyway.
Okay.
Which is always good.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of good, and I know it because we both work early in the morning.
Yeah.
Where you beating that alarm clock, you like, all right, bet, let me do what I got to do. Hey, all right, you know what I'm saying?
You're almost kind of waking up automatically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so same thing, man. And it just it takes that discipline, yes, but once you get it going, it's like, all right, cool.
Okay.
And then, hey, you lose weight.
Hey,
which is always a blessing.
I can imagine you saying, you know what, I'm gonna make up for all this time I didn't eat at 6 o'clock or whenever the sun go down. Yeah.
Man, a brother had messed up many gyros. No doubt.
Oh, that's cool.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. Now, we got a couple more holidays that we can speak on here, and I kind of walk towards one a little, and it's something that a lot of people don't know. People, when they hear Rastafarianism, they think about Marley, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a whole complete religion. It's a way of life, a way of living. And one of their holidays is called Groundation Day, which is on April 21st. It is the day in 1966 where Haile Selassie, the former emperor of Ethiopia, first touched down in Jamaica. And they have a big thing going on there with that. And, it's something pretty decent in my book.
Yeah. You know what? I never heard of this guy. I never heard of this guy
Haile
before.
Selassie, yeah.
I never heard of him before. I started researching him for this.
Yeah.
And I can see they took him out. They took him out.
It's a whole thing with that.
Yeah.
Bro. It's a whole thing with that, but it's a lot of that was politics and people's feelings and processes about it, and then people coming with different ideas than what they're used to, and then people would look at him in a couple of different lights, some good, some bad. So that's the whole deal with that.
Now I know he was talking about like the United States of Africa. When I
Yes.
read that, I was like, "Oh no, they not. Nobody's gonna allow
Yeah,
that."
that was one of, even though Gaddafi
Mm,
tried to keep going with it,
mm,
and so forth. But yeah, Haile Selassie has spoke with the United States of Africa, trying to go with that idea,
mhm.
as well as he helped form the African Union.
Right,
You
right.
know, um, yeah, he did a few different things, and like I said, some people disliked him. So a lot of people liked him. You know that, but that's the thing with leaders. You're gonna get that.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
you get a few that everybody liked in general. All right. So, hey,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna give you another one, which some people don't know. Some people may have heard of it. Orthodox Christianity. Have you heard of it?
Well, I have heard of Orthodox Christianity.
Yes, sir.
And I know they probably have their own Orthodox Bible to go along with that
Uh,
Orthodox.
yeah, you know what? It's a different. It's a different. How can I say? It's a different vibe or version, because you will hear it on. I'm trying to remember. You will hear through places like Ethiopia. There's a Greek Orthodox. There's a couple others,
Hmm.
and even on the fact that they do things on a different calendar. The calendar that we're used to, that we have, that we all follow, is the Gregorian one. They follow like the Julian, if I'm saying the correct calendar,
Hmm.
where technically through them at this point, I think Christmas was, I think, yesterday or today for
Okay.
them, so that's something different, something that people just don't have knowledge of. So,
Mm.
you know, it's pretty good if you really look at that as well. It's something to learn. you know, Another one, you could speak on it if you want. It's called VSEC. This is a Buddhist holiday,
Hmm.
which speaks and they celebrate Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and Buddha's death. You know, so that's something different as well.
So all of these holidays have something positive that people can incorporate,
Yes,
right,
yes, they do.
into their lives. So I know the Buddhist religion, they are big on um, not being attached to different objects in the world. You know
Yes,
how people just love money, or they
yes.
love their car, that
Hmm.
they love things,
Right,
and that attachment they teach brings you know uh, brings your level of consciousness down. I
right.
don't know if consciousness is the right word, but yeah,
I kind of
your
get where you
yeah your
going
attachment.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that is definitely something that could be used for good in America, because we love our stuff here.
yeah.
You know,
We're way too attached to inanimate objects, and
right?
why I don't know, but we are.
Yeah, yeah. We love things and we love shopping.
Right, and
Yeah,
don't even know the reason for the shopping and so forth.
right,
Why is this a holiday and why are we going? And that's because a lot of times you have businesses that take things over. You
right,
know,
right.
instead of staying with the idea of what this holiday, the significance of it may be, they just take it over and they here to make money.
Commercialize it and
Yeah,
try to send it overseas so they can make more money.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, no doubt. And speaking of holidays that are taken out of context, Cinco de Mayo.
Hmm.
For the longest, until actually I started studying for this, I thought Cinco de Mayo was the day Mexican gained independence. It
O-
was not.
Okay.
It was not. It was Cinco de Mayo. Um, it it's celebrated because Mexico defeated the French in battle in a town called Puebla.
Okay.
You know, and it's not even really celebrated in Mexico as hard it is celebrated here in America.
Okay.
You know, and I get it. I do. You know, and hey, if you want to celebrate having pride about your people and your culture, you should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I only bring it up because a lot of times, especially lately, the celebrations have just gotten kind of buck wild, you know, and you know,
well, it's nothing like celebrating winning the battle.
well, yeah, I mean? Of course. You know, I did look further into what that battle was, just you know, due to time constraints, because you know, a lot of times you're doing, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 things at once, and I was doing that. But the fact that it is not the day of the Mexican independence, which I thought it was, and I know a lot of people do, it shocked me.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but definitely, like I said, you should always celebrate your, you know, pride within your culture and with your people. You should celebrate it. I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
without a doubt.
So they definitely, when I was doing research for this episode,
Yes,
right. I don't know if I misunderstood the assignment, but I started researching some of the holidays that we may not know right off the bat.
Come on
but brings people together.
Yeah,
right? Or at least I thought they bring
well, come
people
on
together.
with it. What you got?
So they have a holiday in America and the UK called National Hug Day. I didn't know about this.
You know what? I've heard of it.
National Hug Day?
I've heard of it. It could have been. You know what? It could have been through social media. I think that's what it was. You know, somebody was posting something about it. I don't remember the date. What day is it on?
It's on the 21st of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't know that was a thing, but they had it was a Christian priest.
Yes.
He came up with the holiday, trying to have families and friends become closer to each other, because he was witnessing that, you know, people weren't hugging as much as they were when he was younger.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came up with that. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, that's a kind of, you know, down the line holiday that people could get behind. You know, maybe
I believe so,
people
man.
more.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. What's some other ones?
So we got World Peace Day.
Man, why is that not?
I don't even think they want us to know about this one,
bro. They need to have like neon signs in front of like every house or every government facility and everything else for that one. When is that?
So this one is I have to look this up. I forgot to put the date on there, but it's in January also.
Okay.
So the UN came up with this holiday.
Okay.
And if you look on the UN's chart for this day, they always try to have like ceasefires around the world. I don't know if it's actually happening or not, but they are definitely trying to do it. You know, every year they have some kind of thing, and they say, okay, we're not gonna have any shooting for about an hour. We're gonna have, you know, peace for an hour, and we're gonna try to get this. I don't know if it actually occurs or not, but every year.
Well, everybody, we all need to celebrate World Peace Day.
Yeah,
whenever that is, we need to look that up, and everybody celebrate World Peace Day.
Yeah, I would like to see if that one goes over.
Right. You got some more? Talk to me.
Oh yeah, I got a couple more.
All right.
How about Buy Nothing Day?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So
do I get something for free?
No.
I ain't buying nothing.
No, this is you're trying to fight against consumerism in the United States and other places that, you know, how the Black Friday trend is, you know, people go out and they try to buy all kinds of things, you know, because of you know, corporations trying to get you out there right after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Well, this is counter to that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you got people say, you know what, I'm not buying anything that Friday.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a pretty good one.
All
now, the funny thing about that day is the guy who came up with it, he works for It's called. Gee, let me see. I forgot to put the name of it.
It's all right.
No,
It's
but
all right.
anyway, he came up with it.
Okay.
The idea,
Okay.
and he wanted to have a commercial promoting this, and they wouldn't give him a commercial. None of the news networks would give him a commercial because they said it was anti-economically desirable.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, they
That's
wouldn't
crazy.
they wouldn't let him have a commercial about this day.
That's crazy. Now,
Yeah.
it should have been some type of rule that allow him to have a commercial. I mean, as long as he come with the money and so forth, and you know, something like that, and it's just to help people in general. Because there was a guy this last election, which I do not remember his name, but I could tell you it was on the commercial was on ABC,
Mm-hmm.
and supposedly he was running for president. Okay, and the dude was extremely just straight ridiculously extreme,
Mm-hmm.
and at least ABC was forced to put this commercial out there through some type of rule, some type of arbitrary rule that he met all the factors of it. And this guy should have the same thing, since I mean, because some of the stuff that guy had, and I swear I wish I could remember his name. You know, the commercial was terrible, man. You know,
Mm.
it was bad. Ain't no other way to put it. That commercial was terrible.
Mm.
And it had some things that they had to drop a warning before they played the commercial.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to do that, then your commercial was just out of pocket, and it was. So why couldn't that guy get the same thing? I don't know.
Maybe it was more destructive than that commercial was.
No.
I mean, according to them, I mean,
no, I know what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
I know what you're saying.
You have businesses all over your back.
Yeah, but I mean, people forget that without us, the people, some of these businesses will not exist.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the media is supposed to be for the people. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
What else you got, bro? You got any more there?
Yeah, I got one. Now this one I thought was really good. Okay, so you ever heard of the Zane religion? Jane?
Zane?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so they're big about not harming, right? They're against war. They're against any kind of violence against anybody, right?
Okay.
Right. They take it to the extreme, right?
Okay.
Even all living life.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
They don't want to kill a fly. They don't kill bugs, insects, no animals, anything.
I ain't mad at them. Okay.
So they have a holiday called Shamavani. Shamavani.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the day of forgiving and seeking forgiveness.
Okay. Like an
Right.
atonement type of thing.
Exactly.
All right, okay.
Exactly. So what I read is they will approach people and they will seek their forgiveness for things that they have done knowingly and unknowingly.
Well, you can't argue with it, man.
No. Right.
You
I
know
mean,
what I'm
it's just
saying?
yeah.
You can't argue with that at all.
Now, I don't know if a lot of people would go for that, but I thought that was pretty cool to just have. I know I did some things. I may not know that
Yeah.
I've done some things against
That's
other
true.
people, but hey, I forgive other people for
And you ask
hurting
for
me
that
and they didn't know, and
you
ask
ask for that same forgiveness.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
They they should be more out there too. Let's keep it real.
Right.
Let's keep it absolutely real.
Because we definitely don't know. I mean, we just go about our lives and buying clothes. We don't know who is hurting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
People getting abused.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt. I got one for you that we all know as well as I do. St. Patrick's Day. We all know it's supposed to be from the patron saint of Ireland.
Mhm.
They were celebrating that saint bringing Christianity there during his lifetime. Of course, is muddled with, you know, outward drinking and so forth. And it has some other things behind it. It is the myth that, he expelled all the snakes out of Ireland, but then there's a twist with that myth too, that it may have some truth to it. I don't know. It was also saying that there's supposed to have been a race of African folks that were there in Ireland.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's who he expelled, but they said it was snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the truth with that. I read all of that. I don't know the truth with that, and I don't want to make the claims that this is what it is, this is what it ain't. I just put it out there and people could search for the truth on their own. And hey, they can come under, the lies from this show and get it to us, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And drop that knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
Drop that knowledge. What else you got, bro?
So, okay, so do you know they have a Children's Day? Now, I thought every day was Children's Day, actually. But yeah, they
Yeah.
have they definitely have a Children's Day out there. They have a Grandparents' Day.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Actually, I remember seeing that on the calendar. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm definitely down with that. What else you got there?
We have Winter Solstice. I like that. I like that Winter Solstice holiday.
There's a story behind that. You know that, right?
I know a story, but tell me yours. What you got?
Well, it is told that winter solstice, it was before the Christmas that everybody knows had came, and they put it. The story is that the Roman Empire. That's why you had the difference with the Orthodox Christianity and the Western Christianity.
Mhm.
The Roman Empire said that Christ was born on December 25th to go along with the winter solstice because of, trying to meld the holiday so that more Roman people would get with it.
With the
Now,
Christian religion?
yeah.
Okay, I see.
I
Yeah.
don't know how true it is in following.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Right, and following the first pope. I don't remember that first pope's name, but it came from all of that.
Mm. Yeah.
So
That definitely sounds plausible. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're trying to get a population to move from one religion to the next,
yes.
yeah, if you incorporate those two,
But that's one of the biggest differences with the Western Christianity and the Orthodox Christianity. Now, how true it is, because I was not the person there, I can't tell you.
Right, yeah.
But
Yeah, I definitely like what it says. They are kind of bringing in the return of the sun.
mhm,
The days start getting longer.
right.
Stuff starts growing. It's like a renewal of the year.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's one of the traditional holidays that we probably shouldn't have got rid of.
Yeah.
Because I talked to countless people
Mhm.
who are just waiting for the springtime, this winter stuff to be over with. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
They're like,
we've been blessed now. I mean, come on, we've had times in winter where we've already would have had a couple of feet of snow.
yeah,
sometime,
that's true. That's
and
true.
don't get me wrong, I don't like this bitter cold. I can't stand this bitter cold, but compared to what we did have a few times,
Yeah,
I'm not even going to begin to argue, man.
but I'm not. We haven't even made it through January yet, so the
Exactly.
snow is yet to come. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I've been looking at some of the traditional African holidays that they used to have, and the things that they worship
Mhm.
and how they brought in the holidays kind of meant more to their culture, right?
Yes.
So they would bring in certain harvests.
Yes.
They would look at the moon and it's like they can almost, tell what was important,
Yeah.
how the moon affected growing season, how the sun affected growing season. And, they kind of live their life in tune with the days.
Yeah,
The
and
day.
more knowledge of it should be put out there. You know, just so that again, the whole point of this show is to help unite people, help bring people closer together, even though we got these differences. And some of that just having, knowledge of what some of these things are is beautiful. So more of that should be put out there just so that people can know. And then just the fact of, you know, to pinpoint and, like you said, look at the moon and so forth and know all that just through looking at the moon, man, that's gold.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's gold,
yeah.
And, you got to give it love and respect, I mean, through Islam. And that's why, remember, I was saying, you could say 29 or 30 days and so forth, you know, dealing with Ramadan and all that, it's with a certain moon sighting, you
Mhm.
know, and to do that and know that this is the right time, that is the right time, I can't do nothing but applaud it. You know,
Mhm.
I I truly do. And, that's another skill or so forth that I feel should be out there more. You know what I'm saying? Some folks who, I know some folks who like do a lot more farming and living off the land type work and all that. They know it very well. But I'm just saying, just in general, it should be taught in schools.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that's some, I feel, wealthful type knowledge.
yeah, yeah. If you don't recognize what's happening, you'll definitely forget it or dismiss it,
Right,
think it's not valuable.
right,
Um,
absolutely.
and that that kind of tradition is kind of in our bones,
Mm,
even though we don't, you know, celebrate like we used to.
right.
It's kind of like in our DNA. You know
Yes,
what I mean? We
yes,
recognize that it's a good time when the spring starts coming
right,
around. I
right.
don't know if we recognize in our bones when Walmart is going to have a big sale yet. You know what I mean? Maybe in 100 years we'll start recognizing. But it's I, you know,
Yeah. And then one other thing, one other holiday I want to throw out here real quick, because I know we're getting close to the time. Um, Juneteenth. All right. You know, it needs to be pushed out more it was starting to get pushed out in a positive way. And then on a lot of things, some things, out of pocket things have happened on Juneteenth in certain places, and then it's giving it a bad look, and I ask for people to take that understanding of what Juneteenth is and try to push towards that better light. Because in my book, Juneteenth should be just as important as the 4th of July. Because, if you had the skin pigment of yourself or mine on the 4th of July of 1776, guess where we were?
right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So we didn't get that independence celebration,
Mhm.
So I do believe that it should be even more of a positive thing and more people giving it the respect it deserves. You've seen some incidents where you probably remember. I'm trying to. It was here in Illinois. I can't remember the town, but it was a party and people were, shooting and acting up and acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to get the respect it deserves. And some people are losing that sight of the
Mhm.
respect that it should be. And
Mhm.
I just wanted to say about that.
So, I mean, does a holiday like Juneteenth need more promotion? I can see that it needs more recognition, right?
Yes.
So if you go to like if you go to like maybe a place where the Festival of Lights, say, right,
Hmm.
and they have all of this stuff going on at the same time. You got everybody involved. It's millions of people getting involved to get something like that with like the African American community. How would you kind of try to promote that so that it will become bigger than it is? You know
Well,
what I mean?
one thing I think I would do is try to promote the meaning behind it and the teaching behind it. I mean, yes, you could promote it, and it has been promoted, but the teaching behind it so that the knowledge can be out there to the people,
Mm,
and push that as well.
mm.
You know, you need people to speak about the grandmother of Juneteenth, as well as you will see, and they'll be telling their kids to sing Frosty the Snowman, you know, or any of the other things. That should be out there too, real teaching and that type of positive promotion with it.
Mm.
Because it really does need to go in that route. And I think with that and many other holidays that we spoke about this year, about just in this show, we should start at least this year of giving it a positive promotion of these holidays. And again, for us to learn more. So
Yeah, and I think that especially like with Kwanzaa, right?
yes,
It's a lot that you can probably do with that, and I'm sure there's a lot that a lot of African Americans and African, you know, African countries and they have been doing it with the Kwanzaa week, right?
yes,
Um, I want I I want to think how we can incorporate it into our culture more deeply. Like when I was thinking that maybe in like African American public schools, not praying but like meditating and make sure that it's a whole group of people grew up doing that.
I
You
bel
know what I mean?
I'm with you with that, and that's kind of the way that we can go with many things, such as that. Now, with this new incoming administration, they're going to try to destroy all that.
Mm,
With the meditation and all, they're going to try to destroy it all. Okay, what is needed for the community to say, okay, we need to get together at least if it's an after school program or something that the kid can earn extra credit and some type of positive way to push it to the kids. Yes, it's going to cost you a little more money, but in the long run, it's going to help. It's going to help the community as a whole, city, town, nation, whatever you want to call it,
hmm.
as a whole. So I do believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to start with the practices, right? And you
Yes.
got to bring up generations and generations of people who are familiar with the practices.
Right. And it just has to be that funding with it as well, like I was telling you though, because with everything that you try to do, somebody gonna need a dollar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna-
So that's what
yeah.
has to be, and the community has to do it because the federal government pretty much is going to destroy it.
Yeah.
So there you go. But bro, we are coming against the clock,
All right.
unfortunately, because I love the conversation personally. So I ask if you all out there, keep this conversation going. Go under the live on Facebook or on the fan base, and we're still kind of working the kinks out of it. But still, go under the live on that. All right. Throw your comments, your questions, or whatever. And as well, y'all can hit us up through the email. And that is the triple threat of radio at gmail.com. Once again, that is the triple threat of radio at gmail.com. And let's keep it going and let's grow as one.
All right.
All right. I got Mr. Timothy Evans. I'm your boy Abdul Rashid. We will catch y'all next week. This is Elevated Vibes.
Peace.
Peace.